Job hopping is a very common thing with people with ADHD. Now, I posted earlier today the question, are you thinking of leaving your job, quitting your job? And somebody asked the question, relevant question, isn't that something that happens to everyone at some stage? What's ADHD got to do with it? And it is a very valid question. It does happen to the majority of people at some stage. The difference with ADHDers is that it happens much more frequently. We are much more likely to quit our job, especially impulsively. When our emotions are very high, we're much more likely to quit our job. We're much more likely to be fired or laid off for underperformance or emotional dysregulation or any number of things. We're much more likely to be unemployed. We're much more likely to be unsatisfied at work for a number of reasons. So when it comes to work and people with ADHD, it's a whole different ballgame because there's so much more going on there with our frustration, with our impulsivity, with our lack of forward planning, forward thinking. I mean, many of us, and myself included, have gone, F this, I've had enough, quit the job, and then when the temper's gone down, we then think, ah, crap, I haven't got a job, what do I do now? And then there's a whole load of other issues. So that's why I'm asking the question, are you thinking about quitting your job? And specifically say, don't do it when your emotions are high. When it comes to work, if you are unhappy in your job, there are things that you can do. There are exercises that you can do. There are not physical exercises, but there are exercises that you can do that help you see what are the patterns. One of them, very simple one, is look at your last 4 or 5 jobs and look at why you quit. Now, our memories are not good at remembering detail a lot of the time. So this is when it's important to ask family members or friends, people who were around you at that time, and go, remember when I quit that job? Can you remember why? What was I talking about? Or maybe go back to that time and look at your Facebook, see if there was anything that you posted there, if you're one for journaling, see what you wrote in your journal. Just backtrack and have a look at your last 5 jobs and see why you quit, and see, is there a common thread? Is there a common theme? Because if there is, then that gives you something to work on. You can go, this thing kept on coming up. Then you've got something to work on. If it was, you've got an overbearing manager, and every job that you have happens to have an overbearing manager, then you can look at that and go, is it that I have an overbearing manager? Or is it that any manager I have is going to seem overbearing for me because I'm much more sensitive to being told what to do and given instructions? And then you're going, okay, well, maybe it's best that you work for yourself, or work in a role where you don't have a manager constantly checking in. There are many things that you can do. But that's the first thing. Have a look at your last 5 jobs. Have a look at why you quit. See what the common thread is, if there is a common thread. But I'll go back to my earlier point. If you are thinking of quitting your job, then reply on my previous post with quitting. We can have a conversation. If you know why you quit your last 5 jobs, leave it in the comments below. I'd be very interested to know, why did you quit your last 5 jobs, or even your last job? Hit me a follow, hit me a like, leave a comment below. I am very interested to know your reasons for quitting your job.